You know that friend who always backs out of plans? The one who's sick again, exhausted again, maybe next week? That friend isn't dodging you. They're guarding something important. If you're the kind of person who genuinely feels more excited about a Friday night in pajamas than a Friday night out, you're in the right place. You're about to feel deeply understood. Today, we're unpacking the psychology of people who love staying home, the kind society often labels as boring, but science describes in a very different way. Here's how it works. Extroverts recharge by being around other people. Their energy comes from sound, motion, and constant interaction. But introverts, and people who prefer solitude, recharge through quiet. Every social interaction, even the enjoyable ones, slowly drains their mental battery. Home is the one place where that battery actually refills. This idea is tied to what psychologists call optimal arousal theory. Some people need high levels of stimulation to feel balanced and alive. Others function best with much less. It isn't about laziness or avoidance. It's simply how their nervous system is built. And there's more to it than introversion alone. Many people love staying home because their environment gives them a level of control they don't get anywhere else. Outside, everything is unpredictable. Loud strangers, sudden changes, surface-level conversations that don't really mean anything. At home, you choose the lighting, the volume, the pace, the mood. For people who are highly sensitive or prone to anxiety, that sense of control isn't a luxury. It's a form of self-protection. Here's something interesting. Research shows that people who enjoy solitude are often more creative, more reflective, and stronger problem solvers. Staying home isn't the same as doing nothing. It's where ideas take shape, not in packed rooms or noisy gatherings, but in quiet moments, in a chair by the window, or during a late-night spiral of thoughts when the world is asleep. Still, culture loves to glorify being out and visible. The parties, the constant movement, the pressure to always be living. But what if your version of a good life is a documentary, a warm bowl of soup, and no obligations pulling at you? That isn't sad or empty. That's knowing yourself. Of course, not everyone stays home for the same reason. For some, it's tied to social anxiety, unresolved trauma, or a kind of depression that quietly asks, why bother? In those cases, home can be both a shelter and a trap. That's why it matters to ask yourself an honest question. Do you stay home because it restores you, or because going out feels too heavy to face? One is peace, the other is hiding. But for people who truly love being at home, they aren't missing out on life. They're just living it differently. They notice small rituals, the first cup of coffee in the morning, a favourite spot on the couch, the way evening light moves across the room. These are details most people rush past without seeing. Psychologists describe this as a low-stimulation preference. These individuals don't need constant external excitement. Their inner world is already full. So if you're someone who declines invitations without guilt, who feels content spending a Saturday alone, who finds comfort in familiar stories rather than chasing new experiences, you're not broken. You're simply wired for depth instead of noise, for calm instead of performance. Not everyone has to be happy in the noise. Some people get a little closer to themselves in silence. If you stayed with me until the end, maybe something here resonated with you. This channel exists for exactly these kinds of thoughts. If this video gave you even a small sense of connection, we can keep going together. By subscribing, you help this quiet space grow. And maybe that small support from you reaches someone else who needs it too. Until next time, be gentle with yourself.